Good.
Kevin, even last season, you sort of went through this. There were certain situations that played to your skill set. There were certain situations that maybe played to the skill sets of others. But what's it like, I assume, wanting to contribute more, but seeing a scenario where maybe it's not, or at least coach doesn't see it as in your best interest?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's on me just to stay ready, whether it's plug minutes or a longer stint, or, just understanding that this is a team that you have to switch against a lot. I think naturally that plays to a lot of guys' strengths, and there's certain lineups where we do that, whether we go small or, plug Nico in at the 5. And I just think that they've, in some ways, whether it be offensive rebounding or finding shots in the corner from 3, have been able to take advantage of our zone, as well as having a guy like Porzingis who, when we're in different coverages, Tatum stretches us out, they throw it back. We're in a full rotate, and you have a guy that's 7'3" or 7'4" shooting a 25, 27-foot jumper. So I think, they pose a lot of problems, a lot of matchups. You've tried to find ways to be effective. And then on the offensive end, I think the ways that, that they switch, we haven't found ways to punch that ball into the post like we typically do, or take advantage of that.
Pros tend to feel they can do anything because they have confidence in themselves. So is there ever a point where you go to Spo, I can do that? Or do you know yourself now at this point of your career well enough to know maybe chasing and switching on to Jalen and Jason is just not in my best interest?
Yeah, no, I think both. I think, certainly on the offensive end, I know what I'm capable of, and I know I can take advantage of that. But, yeah, I think chasing those guys off the screens and switching, hasn't always been, I guess, in my bag, as we would say. But, no, I think could be effective in different scenarios. But, again, they're a team that poses a lot of problems, and that's why they've been – in some aspects and in some ways, historically, at the top of offensive output. So I think, it's something that, we either have the conversation or it's unspoken. Like, I understand that, this type of a scenario, not unlike last year, I played, I think, the first 3, and then we, kind of inserted Haywood into the next 4 games and ended up winning the 7 games.
Kevin, do you feel, when you watch the tape, have you guys been executing the zone to your standards, and is it just them having 5 shooters on the floor and spacing you guys out? Yeah,
I think they're a team that poses a lot of threats, even when they catch, at the high post, which is, we invite certain things within our zone, but we haven't been executing it. I mean, even yesterday, even when I was in, like, they just, I think it was Holiday, just kind of, I'm not going to say walked in straight into our paint and just shovel past it to Horford, and they got a shot. They've been getting corner threes out of that. We try to, for the most part, take that away or have it be heavily contested, and we just haven't been doing that. But again, I think of the teams in the league, they're right at the top of teams that can really manipulate a zone and force you into some really tough coverages.
Stood out about the adjustments they made. You guys got a lot of threes up in game 2. You hit a lot to limit the amount of threes that you guys were able to get up. How do you have to kind of respond to what they're doing?
Yeah, I think the Celtics inserted their will. They did a lot of things that on the defensive end maybe made us uncomfortable. On the offensive end, we just didn't take advantage of our ball movement, some of our mismatches, some of the guys that we wanted to attack on that side of the ball. But I think we have a way better game plan for tomorrow. But so much of it was mental. It wasn't even the game plan. I thought we had a really great setup of our game plan. We just didn't execute on both sides of the ball, and a lot of that was just up here between the ears, just making sure that we execute that and let the chips fall. But I don't think that we played as hard as we typically do last night, and I think that just wasn't our identity. That wasn't who we are. So we can have a lot better effort tomorrow.